This video series is on Agile, the methodology and the practices that have come to be known as Agile project management. That is because organizations are pushing Agile project management, and your ability, your capacity, your expertise in Agile project management will be very instrumental in moving your organization forward. Additionally, if you want to pursue professional Scrum Master certifications, certified Scrum Master certifications, the Agile Certified Practitioner, and even in recent times, the PMP project management, which now focuses 50% of the exam on Agile project management. If you want to pursue any of these certifications, these videos are going to prove useful in giving you a strong and solid foundation in acquiring these certifications. But before we get into the details of Agile project management, I want us to begin with a simple discussion into an issue of paramount concern. Now, supposing you are about to take up a project role or preparing yourself for an interview in a project role, how do you demonstrate value? How do you prove yourself before the panel that you are the right candidate for the job? The first thing every good project manager must have is to have expertise into project management methodologies. It begins with having an insight and understanding into these project management methodologies and how to use them. Now, when we talk about project management methodologies, these are frameworks, these are development approaches for seeing projects through from start to finish. And there are different kinds of frameworks that you can use depending on the peculiar nature of the project, the prevailing circumstances, and the environment in which the project is to be carried out. Now, using the wrong methodology for a given project will be a case of a square peg in a round hole. The team is going to struggle. The team is going to have difficulties achieving project objectives, and there's going to be a lot of wastage on the project. Now, project environments are not for trial and experimentations if the situations do not call for it, because every step in your trial and experimentation will consume resources. So one of the capacities you will need to have in project management is about the project management methodologies. We have the waterfall model, we have agile models, and then we have hybrid models. And you need to command great expertise into each of these models and know when to use each one of them. The second area is about people. Project management essentially is about managing people. Okay? Now, as a leader, you are leading people. You are managing them. You are directing them. You are guiding them. You are motivating them to achieve their respective objectives on the project. And everything rises and falls on the leadership that is provided in a project environment. You are not only managing their skills, you are not only managing their effort, but you are also managing their emotions in today's world. Okay, and emotional intelligence has become very vital in any kind of leadership, not only project leadership, but in any kind of organizational leadership. Emotional intelligence is imperative to achieving success within organizations. Number 3, your ability to connect project to business value is very, very important. Now, projects are authorized to create business value. Okay, but unfortunately, not all projects end up creating the intended value. So, as a project manager, you need to prove yourself as having the capacity to connect projects to their intended value. Anything less than this is wasteful. With business value comes benefit realization. Now, when we talk about benefit realization, we understand that project eventually will have its deliverables implanted in a marketplace, will have its deliverables in society, its deliverables within its target users. But over time, we would want to know whether the project is reaping its benefits. So as a project manager in this day and age, it has become imperative for project managers to be able to measure the progress and the impact of their project deliverables and how they are creating the benefits that stakeholders have of those projects. The next thing has to do with marketplace opportunities. Now, ideally, this is a traditional function of business analysis. But in this day and age, project managers are expected to possess such capacities to be able to identify project opportunities and advise organizations accordingly. So if you are able to prove yourself useful in this regard, then organizations will find value in you. The next thing has to do with performance management. Of course, every project requires performance management for its objectives to be realized. You'll be working with baselines. So your ability to monitor and measure these baselines and ensure that the objectives on the project are being met is very important. Now, you can also show your abilities when it comes to key performance indicators, how to measure, how to know if a project is doing well or otherwise. Your ability to work with project metrics and your ability to use dashboards will also be very instrumental in an interview situation. Number 7, resource optimization. Why? Because project managers exist to optimize resources and reduce wastage. So if they ask you, why are you here? You tell them, I am here to optimize resources. I am here to reduce wastage. I am here to make sense of every dollar that is spent on project. Because at the end of it all, organizations are looking for value. Organizations are looking for someone who can create value with as little resources as possible. I am here to ensure that each team member who works under me becomes the best version of themselves. I'm here to direct people to areas where they can become most productive. That is what organizations are looking for. So if you are able to prove yourself as someone who can optimize resources and reduce wastage, you are the right candidate for the job. Number 8, change management. Now, every project is confronted with change at one point or the other. Changes happen all the time. And I keep saying that what makes a project manager a good project manager has to do with how you deal with changes on project, the dynamics. When it comes to implementing plans, that is fairly straightforward. But how do you encounter changes? How do you face changes when they occur? If you have created strategies to deal with situations and those situations did not come the way you anticipated them, how are you going to manage and contain those situations and ensure that at the end of the day, the objectives of the project are realized? That is change management. So if you have capacity in change management, that will be very useful in an interviewing situation. Yeah, so we step into one of the technical aspects of managing projects, procurement, because every project will go through some form of procurement. Okay, so demonstrating your capacity, your ability to manage a procurement process, what goes into a procurement process is very important. Insight into procurement documents is also very important. Invitation to bid or invitation to tender, request for information, request for quotations, request for proposals, all of these bid documents, very important. Then your ability to use contract types for any given situation is also important. Now remember that there are different contract types. And then based on the circumstance, we select a particular contract type in that relationship. So if you're able to tell the differences, if you're able to demonstrate your insight in the different contract types we have and the different situations or conditions that will cause you to select a particular contract type over others is very imperative. Now, with contract also comes contract terms and conditions. Now, terms and conditions are outlined in order to prevent unnecessary risk and protect both the buyer and the seller. How well do you know these things? How well can you prepare contract terms and conditions in order to guide a procurement relationship? And then finally, how to manage the procurement relationship itself is also very key in project management. Yeah, then we come to risk. Now, it's also another technical area in project management. Your ability to identify, to anticipate situations long before they happen is very, very important. And that is an area you can prove yourself useful in an interviewing situation. How to analyze risk, how to develop mitigation strategies and other response strategies, how to develop contingencies out of these situations. Very, very important for project managers. Okay, so if you are able to provide this information reflecting on your capacity to identify risk, to mitigate risk, to analyze risk, and to provide appropriate responses to risk in a timely manner, will prove useful in an interviewing situation. 11, quality. Now, every project is expected on a particular quality level. Stakeholders will always have objectives towards quality. So your ability to meet these quality objectives, and with quality comes defect prevention, because the presence of defect on your project is a negation to quality. Now, defect is any situation that disrupts your user's experience. Okay, so being able to show how you can utilize lessons learned to ensure continuous process improvement will be vital in an interviewing situation. Cost and budget, another technical area in project management. How well can you plan into cost? How well can you control cost? How well can you manage project resources, the human resources, the machinery and equipment, the raw materials and supplies? How well can you manage these resources to ensure we are within our thresholds? Because stakeholders are looking for value in every dollar spent. So your ability to plan into cost, your ability to manage and control cost, your ability to use the tools of end value to establish variances in projects so you know what to do at any given moment will be vital in an interviewing situation. Yeah, so we end this discussion on schedule, another technical area in project management. So every project is expected to deliver within a schedule objective. So your ability to plan into schedule, to manage and control schedule, and even to manage the scope on the project to ensure schedule objectives are maintained is also very, very important. Additionally, your ability to use project management software, particularly scheduling software, will also prove useful to the panel. Now, when it comes to scheduling software, Microsoft Project, MS Project, has been around for a long time and seems to be the order of the day. But there are a lot of new software that have been developed that are also very, very good and that are very easy to learn and incorporate in your project. So gather these evidences, build your expertise, showcase yourself, and I bet you will be chosen for that job. Remember, we are still training for your PMP Project Management Certification. Join us for in-person classes in Ghana. Wherever you are in the world, in Africa, Europe, America, you can also join our online sessions. Remember, we have a very strong and effective post-training system to get you to the finish line. Also get in touch if you want to pursue the Professional Scrum Master Certification, the Certified Scrum Master, or the Agile Certified Practitioner. Together, we will write that victory song. Thank you very much and see you in the next lesson.